Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through CAD Yen as price has rejected our support zone. So in the week ahead analysis video, we pointed out the fact that the Japanese yen was getting stronger and CAD was one of the weaker currencies, and we saw price break out of this consolidation zone after it rejected the highs at around about 100.50 and continued lower. Now that to me means that price could continue to trend lower, just because if we look at it from a trend perspective, obviously we're coming down from these highs at 109.75, but we're creating those lower highs in the market. Now we've broken through and out of this consolidation pattern, we could see a move down in line with the direction where price came into the pattern. So you can see we had an extension down. We've then consolidated. We're going to get another extension to the downside, and this level around the 92.50 area has been untested for some time. So I'm looking to see if price will come down towards this area. That doesn't mean that price is just going to straight line to that point. We know how these markets work. It can take time before it can reach these key areas of support and resistance, and even most recently price has come into support around about the 96 area as well, which we pointed out in that week ahead analysis video. So there's still barriers in the way before price could reach the 92.50. Now if we go and have a little look at this on a lower time frame, we can see why price is potentially forming a rejection, because we've come into this area here. Look how aggressive price got around this point. Okay, we even gapped up after we hit this demand zone. We broke these liquidity lows in here. Price then found aggressive buyers, which drove the price extensively higher up into that 100.75 or 100.50 level, down from the 96s. So you've got to appreciate that that move right there is about a 450 pip move to the upside. So buyers have been active there. Look what's happening to price now. We've broken through those liquidity lows and buyers are stepping back into the market. That to me suggests that we actually might see a pullback. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if I just jump back up into the daily time frame, you can see that we haven't formed a lower high yet on the way down. In terms of price has broken through the higher high, we've got the lower low. Usually we'd then try and look for another lower high, which would then offer us opportunities to trade to the downside. Okay, we haven't found that yet, so price might be in the middle of forming that potential. Okay, now if I go down to an even lower time frame, like the hourly time frame, you see we're breaking through even more resistance now. So price is trading through these key highs in here, which makes me think that price is going to trade up to the next key area, which is around about the 98 handle, where you can see I've put these lines in the market. The reason why I've put those lines there is because this is where price has turned. Okay, now the only people or companies or or factors that can move price from a certain level to the other are large institutions. Okay, they have the capital to be able to push the market in particular direction. So when you see price forming a high, we should really make note of that, because although it's only on an hourly time frame, price has still been pushed from that particular level. And you can see here, if I was just kind of map out that zone there, price comes back into the zone, it sells off again, price comes back into the zone, it sells off again. Okay, so sellers obviously active around this point. Now you can see here buyers came back in. Why did buyers come back in? Well, we know we looked left, we saw that aggressive buying in the past. Buyers have come back in again. Does that mean that they're long term? No, but it could mean that buyers are here at the moment. So what I would like to do is I drop this zone down to this area here, so you can see the wicks between the wick and the body of the candlestick. And what I really look for is for price to come back down into that area, because if we get back into this area here and buyers remain, let's say we get a bullish rejection candle here on this hourly time frame, you can see that there. then I would expect price to travel up to the next level of resistance, which just so happens to be around about the 98 level. Okay, got the 98.50 just sitting above as well. So if price comes into there, I would expect potentially some sellers to push prices down to the downside. Okay, so the reason why I'm talking about CAD yen, you know, what will happen next in terms of, are these sellers going to remain potentially long term? Yes. So if I want to be a seller of the market, I want to be a seller up here, because that is where the key resistance is. However, could we get a short term buying opportunity down at this demand zone? Well, yes, if price comes back down, finds that support again, we could see it trade all the way back up into the 98 handle, where we could look for our chart patterns for a move back to the downside. So keep your eye on CAD yen. Price is pulling back at the moment. It was a really nice area to actually point out. So if you were watching it from the week ahead analysis video, you could have been potentially down on your 5 minute looking for that change of trend scenario. And you know, if you did, then a break above that high could have been a valid move, and that would have been a 90 pip move to the upside. So if you didn't know, you can wait for price to potentially pull back into that area for an opportunity to see if price will even trade higher again. Long term though, price looks likely to come back down into the 92.50, especially if we start to see some more developments around the recent sort of collapse of SVB. You know, if there's any more kind of other similar banks going through similar problems, then that could add further pressure on the market. So that's why I'm looking to see if that yen strength will continue from last week. Hopefully that all made sense. If it did, leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more of our Forex trading content. And I'll speak to you in the next video.